All right, Judy, are you ready to do a supported back bend practice? Yes. All right, please lie down on your back. Let me just put these blankets underneath you first. So I'll invite you to start with 2 blankets, and if it doesn't feel comfortable, let me know and we'll take one out. Okay, so we can just do 1 blanket. So you're going to lie down and you're going to reach over enough so that your shoulders reach the floor. And then bring your arms overhead. There we go. And let's start just for the first few seconds or 1 minute or so, just with the feet on the floor, and then slowly you're going to straighten your legs out. So you want to feel in this posture that your ribs are opening and the chest is open. It relaxes the front of the shoulders. And it's a great way to start to practice a little deeper breathing on the inhale and exhale. Keep the jaw and the face relaxed. You can close your eyes and just let the shoulders soften back against the floor. And then we can experiment and start just by straightening one leg out. And then gently straightening the opposite leg out. And if for any reason this doesn't feel great on your back, you just bend the knees and place your feet on the floor again. Okay, so just take 5 more breaths here. Feel the breath lift all the way into your collarbones, expanding the chest, and then just exhaling and relaxing the belly. Okay, and we'll take 1 more breath. And then to come out of the pose, bend your knees and place your feet on the floor again. You're gently going to roll to your side, to your right, and slowly push yourself up. Okay, we'll put these back. Now please lie down on your back. I'm going to take 1 block. You're going to lift your hips up and place the block under your sacrum. So there's 2 ways that we can place it. One is on the lower side of the block, but if you're a little more open and flexible, you're welcome to put it up a little bit higher. And for some of you, it might even feel better to put 2 blocks. It just depends on your flexibility and how you feel that day. And here I like to spend a little more time, so maybe 2 or 3 minutes here. There's always modifications we can do, so if the block by itself doesn't feel great, maybe putting 1 layer of a blanket might feel better on your sacrum. And you can open your arms a little bit further away from the body. Think of externally rotating the arms. There we go, tucking the shoulders under. And just bring your attention to your feet a moment and make the feet more parallel to each other so we can turn the right one in slightly. There we go. Great. And again, not straining the breath at all, just letting it flow in and out. And back bends are a little energizing, so we can always also work with the energetics of the pranayama. And so if it feels comfortable, you can even think of pausing the breath after inhale, just for about 1 or 2 seconds, and just focusing that attention, energy at the heart center. If you find that pausing the breath causes any anxiety or any strain, please don't do it. Just keep the flow of the inhale and exhale. Okay, so we'll be here maybe about 30 more seconds. See, there's a nice expansion in the chest here. Her face remains soft. So that's what you want to feel in your practice. And then gently just press into your feet, lift off the block. And we'll move that out of the way. And if you'd like, just gently bring your knees into your chest for a moment. Might feel nice to rock a little bit just side to side and massage the lower back. Then I'd suggest rolling to the side instead of just sitting up, so just roll to your side for a moment and sit back up when you're ready. All right, so good. Good so far? Okay. So the blocks are a great tool for so many yoga postures. So this one is that you want the head a little bit higher, and you're going to place your spine here and your head on here. And again, we'll start with the legs bent, and then we'll straighten them out slowly. Okay? So it's just finding the right spot for the block. Beautiful. So you want to feel like the shoulders are relaxing over the block, that the block is gently pushing the spine in and opening the chest. And again, I always look for how the ribs look and feel in my posture or when I'm working with a student. And just making sure that the ribs are not moving towards each other. So we don't want to close out the front body. What we want to do is open the front body. And then just to keep yourself safe, always just starting with the knees bent and see how that feels, letting the body relax into the posture and against the props. And then taking your time, and if you wish, then straightening one leg out at a time. And if I can see that nice smile on the student's face, then I know that we're in the right spot. And you just want to think of maybe internally rotating the thighs a little bit, because when the legs turn in, then the chest allows the chest to open. So again, just depending on your flexibility and how your day is going, you can stay here, between 2 or 3 minutes is a good amount of time. So again, nice smooth breathing. So much of our life is spent, in a way, closing the chest and rounding the shoulders that these particular supported back bends are great to just balance that action that we do so much during the day. And just taking like 15 or 20 minutes out of our day to just do the opposite and keep the breath flowing. Okay, so the last 30 seconds will be here. Maybe for the last 30 seconds, just place your feet on the floor. Turn the feet in a little bit more. There we go. Turning the feet in will facilitate that internal rotation of the inner thighs. And then to come out of this posture, please place your hands on the ground. You're going to tuck your chin in and then slowly push yourself up. Hello. All right. All right, now we get to play with some bolsters, okay? Much more gentle. Okay, so we'll grab a round bolster. And your torso is a little bit longer, so let's try it with one blanket. And again, we can modify according to our needs. So if this seems too high for anyone, then just use one blanket or no blanket at all. Or instead of the bolster, maybe 2 or 3 blankets and see how that feels. All right, so we can make it a little bit lower or higher according to our needs. So for this posture, you want the buttocks and the shoulders kind of hanging, right? Just creating a little traction. So neither one will actually be touching the ground. And bring your feet back just a little bit. And sometimes people need a little more support in the head and neck, so you can take a second blanket and place it under your head. Okay, just to give the head and neck a little more support. Does that feel better? Okay. And here, again, maybe 3 minutes or so, depending on how seasoned you are as a practitioner. And you can have your arms in any position, so if this feels good, that's great. If you feel like you want to open the shoulders or the chest a little bit more, just bending the arms might feel a little bit better. So all these poses, we don't have to do all of them, but you can pick and choose which one you might need that day, and that might feel better to you, whether it's a little more restorative, which would be like with the bolsters, or maybe a little more active with the blocks. If you're just beginning, and this is the first time you're doing this pose, maybe 1 or 2 minutes would be the maximum that you'd want to stay on here. So let's just take we can count 5 more breaths together. Nice. So it's wonderful just to see this evenness of the breath down into the pelvis, but also up into the chest, into the rib cage. And then go ahead and bring your hands down to the side here. Okay. I'm going to assist you with this. So press your feet against the ground. You're going to lift up. And I'm just going to move this bolster one, and then move down here. Okay, now come on down, cross your legs and place your legs on the bolster. Any way that feels comfortable. Okay, so this is a nice way to just come out of the pose and relax for a few minutes. And you can think of just sending the breath down into the lower back. And then just to even out the action, the back and the hips, cross your legs the other way. So the opposite leg is in front. There we go. And so we're always looking for balance and harmony in our practice and in our bodies. And you can bring your knees together, roll to your side one more time, and we'll sit up slowly. Okay. So this next setup is a little more elaborate, but I think it might be worth it. So I'll just, if you want to just sit here next to me, and then I'll set up the props. So that'll be for your feet. How are you feeling so far? Good. Good? Okay. Excellent. All right. And just to make it more luxurious, we'll place the blankets here for your feet. All right, so your head and shoulders will be here, and then the rest of your body will be along here. Okay. So you can sit on top. So you're just going to gently push yourself back until your shoulders touch the floor. There we go. Good. We'll stretch the legs out onto the blocks. Perfect. And then just because this is quite delicious and we have them, we'll use a sandbag right at the very top of the thighs. And what this does, it'll help just to relax the femurs, relaxes the back. If you don't have a sandbag, you can always place a belt underneath the bolster and then put the belt around right at the top of the femurs, the trochanters. All right. That looks really yummy. If you do find that your feet tend to turn out a lot, you're also welcome to place a belt right here, right below the knees, and you could just gently tie the belt to keep the thighs and the legs rolling in slightly. So here, 5 minutes or so, 3 to 5 minutes is great. So Judy will be here about 1 more minute. So just feel your body relax against the bolsters, your shoulders against the ground. What I do in my own practice is sometimes set a timer so I don't have to worry about the time. So a lot of the smartphones have timers or meditation timers as well, so you can just set it for each pose. And a nice chime will wake you up. So just a few more seconds. Okay, you're going to feel me take off your sandbag. So we'll start there. And place your feet on the floor for a moment. So we want to make sure that we come in and out of these poses gently. And then just roll to your side when you're ready. And push yourself up. All right. Okay, put these back. Lie down on your back again. And if you want to open your arms out in a T. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And then go ahead and bring your knees into your chest. And just a really gentle twist. Bring your knees over to your left side first. So if your back feels a little tight, something nice to do also in a twist is maybe put a blanket under the between the knees. And that'll help the legs to relax and the shoulders to stay grounded. And if you don't mind, I'm just going to hold this leg down, and on an exhale, gently press the opposite shoulder down. If you want to deepen the twist, look over your right shoulder. And then we'll bring the knees back to center. You can bring the blanket with you. And we'll drop the knees over to the right side. And if you feel like deepening the twist, look over your left shoulder. So anywhere from between 4 or 5 breaths on each side should do it. And then slowly bring yourself back to center. I'll take the blanket for you. And now bring your knees into your chest. And again, if you just want to rock side to side a little bit and massage the lower back. And then we'll try a Shavasana where the legs are a little bit higher and the back is flat. And it's really great if you have tight hamstrings or your lower back is a little tight. It feels really good. You can tell me. All right, so place your legs over this. It's really nice for the neck and head to be supported, so a blanket under the head. and neck. There we go. Does that feel okay on your head? Okay. Let me try it just with one layer, just so the forehead, you don't want the forehead to be higher than the chin. There we go. Yes, much better. Nice. And if you want the icing on the cake, the eye pillow is it. So I'm just going to put this over your eyes. And then we just relax here for as long as you wish. And you just want the legs to be kind of at a 45-degree angle and not straight up and down. So it's just more relaxing on the back and the legs to do it that way. And you want to make sure that when you're relaxing, that the body is warm enough. So if it's a little cooler, if the air conditioner is on, you might just want a blanket nearby so you can throw it over. Because when the body is trying to keep itself warm, it can't relax. And before we were doing a pause on inhale, but now feel free to do a pause after exhale. Again, just a couple seconds is enough. And just feel the body surrendering against the earth, against the props. And just start to become aware of your body again and your space in the room. If you just want to move your fingers and toes. And whenever you're ready, you can take your eye pillow off. Welcome back. Okay, and you'll bend your knees and roll to your side. And take your time coming back. So thank you so much for being a great model. Thank you. Have a great day.